Podcast, man. The TheFaisonViewPodcast, man. Episode 357. 357.
Yes, sir.
Brethren?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Happy holidays to all. Happy holidays to all.
I don't care if I'm early. 'Tis the season. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, you know, but you know how we love to skip Thanksgiving. We love to skip
Not
Thanksgiving.
I usually refuse to do any of this till December, but I was like, you know what? It's on the way. Might as well.
It's time.
I don't get into my Christmas bag normally until like December 1st. That's when I haven't played any music yet. I got my playlist. Now once December 1st hit, like that's when I'm officially in Christmas mode.
And
like,
you know when it's
and I
winter,
wear this every day to work.
Bro, right. When it's winter, you know, cause it be dark at 4 o'clock. So you know when that winter time comes, that's when you know the holiday season really hit. Yeah. I don't understand daylight saving. It go back. We go forward an hour.
Then you go back.
You go back an hour. We get an hour of sleep, and then the next day is pitch black.
In Alaska, it's only 4 hours of daylight in winter.
Yeah, I can never live in Alaska. Like
I've been.
I can't even. You say you been?
Yeah, missions trip. 2007.
Alaska?
Yeah, before I met you.
This
was in middle school.
Find something. What? So what did y'all do in Alaska?
What you mean? It was an organization called World Changers, and so we would do like construction work on like people's houses for like free. Mm-hmm. People who like needed like the help or the work stuff like that. Like I think on my job site, the guy we did like a ramp for him, and we built him a back deck. Him and his wife.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah. I think I did World Changers twice. I did World Changers in Alaska, and then the last one was Puerto Rico. That was in high school. That was my last trip.
That's fire, though, because you got to experience something different. That's fire.
I've been on many mission trips since I was 10, but I haven't been since high school.
And I like the purpose of it. But, Hugh, I'm still not going to Alaska, bro.
Listen.
I'm turning it down. Alaska.
I'm not going to lie to you. Alaska is kind of beautiful. I ain't going to lie. It's a lot, but like you see, like you know how you see deer on the side of the road? Mm-hmm. That's how you see moose. And they're extremely big. Mm-hmm. I'm still not over how big they are. Like I've seen, like you just see them. They be on the side of the road. Like how you see deer, I'd be like, wow. You look up, see bald eagles. Mm-hmm. You're not used to seeing bald eagles. When we were out there, we were on the boat, got to see some whales jump out the water.
Like that's fine.
I would like to go back one day. They had bacon. We went to this one spot. The bacon was like this. It's lit.
Talking about the damn thing,
bruh. I'm telling you.
Shoot, everybody love. If you don't love bacon, I don't know who you.
Brother, bacon was like
bacon.
This. That was serious.
Bacon
but yeah, I would go back. Where have I been? I've been to Mexico twice. Then I went to Alaska. Then I went to Egypt. And then Puerto Rico. Yeah, that was.
You've been some places though.
Those are my missions.
That's fine. You've been some places. Hey man, for real. Black Friday. I don't know if y'all did y'all shopping. Cyber Monday just passed.
I thought about it. I didn't go.
Black Friday is never gonna be the same.
Well, I didn't realize it was so calm. That's why I didn't go out.
Bro, the 2000s, bro, I just remember, bro, we used to be fighting to get in line. Like, and I'm not saying the violence was, you know what I'm saying, good. But in that time, it was just a time, bro. Like,
that's
was a
why
time
I didn't
to go out.
Because I thought it was going to be like that. And then I heard it was mad calm.
It hasn't been like that in years. And that's the crazy part. Nobody's really noticed it. It hasn't been like
every
that
year
in
it's TVs. I'm like, why y'all need TVs every year?
Yeah, TVs every year. And guess what?
I should have bought a TV. I need one for my place.
You know, now we have the internet. A lot of people exposing these places. It's not really Black Friday deals. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They just they get old inventory.
Well, like I don't know what.
And then they put that old inventory out. And then as soon as that Black Friday sale over, the sale's over, they put that new inventory back in. And it be around the same price. So, you know, they be...
Or they slide the same price that it was already charging on top of it. And Correct. It says Black Friday.
But, like, the Black Fridays in 2000, it was a time, bro. I used to go with my parents. I used to really go with my mother and my grandmother. We used to get everything, bro. I used to rush the lines, bro. It was actually like a moment in time. I was not playing around. We used to go with my cousin. It was like a real thing. Like, that was actually... You know, it was fun to do. Like, now...
I think I've only ever done Black Friday once. And the only thing I used to only look forward to, it's not the same today. I don't even think there was one this year. You know what I'm talking about, the Black Friday Jordan.
Yeah.
The Jordan that dropped on Black Friday was always like
Jordans.
There used to be a Black Friday release every year. I don't even think there was one this year.
Jordans when we were growing up, bro.
I remember when the Black Cements dropped on Black Friday. I didn't cop, but I was trying to. Boy,
crazy.
That was the time. That's when you like probably try to spend the night in the mall.
Yeah,
because he was trying to
and like I ain't like and even in that time it was people getting robbed and stuff like that. So we not glorifying that, but it was a time just like a fun moment.
Jordans were cheaper back then too.
And they were cheaper back then for sure. That's when they was around like 160, 180 around that time.
But they was going up $10 every year. Yeah, but it was a time at one point it was like 150. and then it got to 190. It's been at 190 ever since, like 210 at the most, depending on the shoe.
And bro, now I think about Black Friday shopping, bro. I just think about online, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I just think about online shopping. I got everything in my online shopping.
I definitely did
that joint,
cop some stuff on some sites.
3 days, bro. I got my stuff, bro. 9.8 billion in online sales across the U.S. is crazy, bro. It's crazy. Like,
You want to know what the real best time to go shopping is? People sleep on this. The day after Christmas.
yes, the day
After Christmas, you will find some deals.
Go to Zara.
I'm telling you. Yes.
The day after Christmas. This is not a paid promotion, but go to Zara after Christmas,
bro. I'm telling you.
Sheesh.
You go to Zara the day after Christmas, you will find some gems.
You know who's the funniest? Who's the funniest business that's like that be on it? Fashion Nova, bro. They hit you up in that text. 50, 80%, 100% off. 100% off. Don't effing miss it. They be going crazy in Fashion Nova. I ain't gonna lie. Fashion Nova got some drip too, bro. I'm trying to tell you. Fashion Nova don't sleep on Fashion Nova. Zara, ASOS, those like my, you know what I'm saying? Those my
Zara used to hit. Zara used to hit for jeans. Now they jeans suck, but they jackets be going crazy.
Yeah, the jackets always go crazy.
The jackets be going crazy. The coats be going crazy.
Jeans a hit or miss. I will.
There was no in high school. Jeans was always a hit.
Yeah, always a hit.
I miss it.
H&M,
$80 jeans.
The H&M jeans back when we went in school. The cargos, bro.
Yeah. Then you had to grow up.
That was a staple, bro.
Then you had to grow up and realize you got to pay for quality denim.
Yeah.
Like if you're someone who wears denim, like you're gonna have to pay $100 or more. If you want quality jeans, like
what's a quality jean amount now? I think
like 130.
I think at the lowest 80 to 130.
Yeah.
Depending on where you go. You can go to like Zoomies, you can go to like Zara, PacSun. You know what I'm saying? You gonna pay something though.
But you gonna pay. If you want good denim, you gonna pay. Like that's just. Some people want to buy the $30 joints. And they be like, where you get your jeans from? How much they cost? Dang, I'm like, listen, man. You like them for a reason. I paid for them. Like,
now over time, it's about the quality. It's about the quality, bro.
Yeah.
I've been burning to talk about this, bro. I am a parent, but I've been burning to talk about this. T.I. and his son, King. You know, King, everybody's saying now they standing on business.
I'm not even sure that was real. Because they own Complex doing an interview. I'm like, how that happens so fast?
But also, that's still his son. But I don't want to dismiss what he did because what he did, that was wild.
And weird. Because why are you recording this?
That was wild.
Yeah.
And that's weird. We're in that social media time.
I'm like, that was my biggest. I'm like, why are you on live? Like, why am I looking at this?
I do respect and like T.I.'s parenting in the moment. And also, now you get running clips of like how they were on the show. But like, I feel like T.I. has been a great father in a place of like setting an example, but also leading by example too within the household. You know what I'm saying? He was always leading by example. It was this video going viral about his the mother and their grandmother calling him.
Yeah.
But it's like only a man can teach you how to be a man. And sometimes just being honest. When you coddle such as like your child, but like your son in a certain type of way, that's what they expect. So like now you get into like a spoiled privilege type of place, and I'm not saying King is strictly like that, but you can get to see that because maybe he's going through something outside, that's beyond us. You know what I'm saying? That's still family talk, but also understand you disrespecting your parents in a certain manner. That's not never cool. And I understand when you get to the age of 19, 20, 21, you think you're a young man and adult. I've been through it. I respect.
I don't know why he was trying to argue with them about how he grew up.
It's one of those.
Even though I know he grew up with his grandmother, it's like, bro, those are your parents. They sent you to your grandmother. They know how you grew up. And then what are you talking about? How you gonna argue with how you grew up?
And then looking at it in retrospect, it's like, bro,
and why do you want it to be like that?
If I'm T.I. as well too. And like it's a point in time where your child has to realize and recognize like who you are as a person outside of their parent.
Yeah.
It's a moment in time that happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, I'm your dad, but you still have to understand like it's still a level of discipline that comes with me as a parent as well too. You get what I'm saying? Or and just like you don't know what I've gone through to this point to get here for you to even be in this position that you're in. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times it's a place of privilege, and we talk about it a lot, like within the communities that we in, bro. It's just that we see a lot of people, they be in the nice off neighborhoods and the parents well off and things of that nature, and they turn to left and start doing other stuff, trying to fit in with other people. You know what I'm saying? And guess who gets blamed a lot of the times? The parents.
Yeah.
But it's not an accountable.
And rappers.
People don't hold the child accountable too, because guess what? They still live life too. They have to learn from experience. But like
he started doing too much. Like he got in his feelings and was pushing his mom and taking the joke too far. And he was just like, bro, you trying to be something that you're not, and it's okay that you're not. Like you not that. How you gonna argue with us about how you grew up? Mm-hmm. Like, what do we have to prove?
Right.
What do you have to prove?
Exactly.
And it feels like he needs to prove something because it's like, why you want to lie? Why you want this to be seen? Mm-hmm. Like I feel like a lot of the antics is like he feels a need to prove something to somebody.
Correct.
And it might be a level of neglect there from his folks that he's trying to and it's just coming out a different way.
Or maybe,
I don't know.
Or maybe
he's trying to prove something to somebody.
But for
some reason.
Or maybe competition with his siblings.
Yeah, it could,
Damani and all his siblings like being successful musically and things of that nature. And he's musically inclined. He's not bad. I've heard his music. He's not bad. But also, it's just in the sense that, is he taking it serious enough? Those things come into play too. You feel me? Like I feel like a lot of people, and I'm not saying everybody, but I feel like a lot of people point to the parent for a lot of kids' behaviors or child's behaviors. But also,
ultimately, they're gonna be their own people.
They're gonna be their own people, bro. At the end of the day, that's who is developing that own person. Like, and he's a teenager. I mean, well, he's now 19, 20. I think he's like around that 19, 20 age. But you have to have an understanding of like how you talk to your parents, discernment. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't do certain things, especially for the.
And they was in the public. They was in the Falcons invited them out for the 50th year hip hop.
Right,
they had all the Atlanta legends there. T.I. walked the team out. Mm-hmm. They had Jazzy Faye was there. I think Jeezy was there. Ludacris came out the freaking sky. Like, all of Atlanta hip hop is there. Like, so of course you're there as a part of that. Like, so you're there to support your dad, who's in a way being honored for being a legend out of the city. Mm-hmm. So like you doing all of that, it's like it's embarrassing. It's not a good look for yourself or us in general.
He said that you're embarrassing this family.
Like you there because of me.
Right.
We are here at this game on the sideline in this position because of me. Mm-hmm. I am here because of my career. They invited me here. They asked me, all these rappers, to rap and walk the team out. You know what I'm saying? Like, so because you're with me, you're here. It's an honor for me to be here.
Correct.
So in a way, it's like, and you doing that. Like, come on, man. It just feels like he's trying to prove something. It's like, why are you recording?
What do you do in T.I.'s position at that point?
What he did?
I feel like
if he push him out at that moment, you got to yoke him up. Like,
yeah.
And you got to have a real conversation.
Yeah, because he got in his mother face. Now that's a whole different type of conversation.
And then part of me doesn't feel like it was real because like they ended up on Complex 2 days later.
But I'm
like, how? Like what?
But also, let's not look at the smoke and mirrors. You know how a lot of these places have content and they hold the content until something happens. You know this publicity. I don't think.
But it was live though.
I don't think they just recorded. And even if
you're saying that might have been recorded.
Exactly, it might be pre-recorded. But even if that being said,
it just seems so coincidental.
I mean, that's still his son, and he just been out on the run anyway. But I don't think it's coincidental because this is King, who he has shown us who he is multiple times. You know what I'm saying? That's really who he is, or that's what he is expressing to the out world. But like, if
a real conversation needs to be had.
Yeah, I feel like a real conversation needs to be had, and that's family. It's a time and place, or
a family therapy session. Because I really like maybe him and his family need to go to therapy. Because I'm like, it just seems like he's trying to prove something to somebody.
Yeah, for sure.
Because while you recording, you know what I'm saying? Like, why you have to go the next day and put all this online? Mm-hmm. Like who are you trying to get? Acceptance from?
Right.
From validation. Who are you trying to get validation from? Like, is it them? Is it the world? Is you trying to get it from the world because you're not getting it from them? Like, who are you looking to validate who you are or something? Like, who are you trying to be? So that's what I'm seeing in all of this. Because it was just weird for me to be seeing this type of moment happening. I'm like, why is this being recorded live? Like, live is a very intentional thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like recording anything's intentional, but like live is a very intentional thing. Mm-hmm. It's different when you see like situations like I already know it's cap because it's like no one just thinks to record what's happening here. I know this is like set up, but live is different.
Facts.
Like this is happening in real time.
Facts.
So the fact that you went live and started doing all of that while recording and like,
you're trying to prove something.
Yeah, it's just weird. I'm just like, yo, come on, yo.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, T.I. handled it respectfully well because it's not. Hey, look here, it's not a lot of people that would have reacted in that way. And I feel like that's the great response as well too, especially as a parent, as a father.
It's just weird. Like, why are you doing that? Like, so for me, that's just my situation. Though, and I'm just like, yo, like, why is he like something's going on? He's got to get to the root of it, and his parents got to take the time to get to the root of it with him. You know what I'm saying?
That's facts. That's facts.
They got no choice because he got a younger brother too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like
you said it as that.
It could, like if it's happening to him, he the second the youngest. You got one more behind him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it could happen. Like
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And they got a daughter. So you got two more younger siblings behind him.
Yeah.
So it's like, yo, man, like.
You're right. And all this stuff, like social media, all this internet stuff, as you can see, it doesn't go away.
Nope.
It doesn't go away. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing for certain. All this stuff does not go away. All right, lastly on this subject, all right, real quick, do you agree that strict parents create sneaky or bad children?
No. I think that happens. I mean, if you are strict, then on some level, kids are going to have to sneak. Mm-hmm. But you're being strict for a reason. And so, what else are they going to do besides be sneaky? So, on a sense, yes, but I don't think that's a bad thing. Mm-hmm. On a certain level, if you're strict on a certain level, then it's like, yeah, like if you homeschool your kid and don't let them don't let them experience anything, mm-hmm. then the moment that's not a realistic situation because you can't maintain that.
Right.
And the second they get a taste of outside anything, they're not going to know how to handle it because they were never exposed to it. So it's it's hit or miss because you got to be strict on some level.
Mm-hmm. I feel like it's
because you're being strict, they have to sneak.
You gotta have a balance with you.
Yeah.
You just have to have a balance. You know what I'm saying? You still can be loving and caring all for your child, but you still have to have some type of discipline. That discipline is not saying it has to be all but strict, but just being stern in your approach. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be anything other than that. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be you yelling, screaming, anything like that. Just being assertive with your child, letting them know. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely believe in whoopings, for sure. Because
I don't.
I do.
I don't because just me personally, and my parents and also my father. I just feel like stern look at you. Those things just like, all right, frighten me and like, okay. And put me in my place in a certain type of way in regards to like looking at me or just having a talk with me. I understand that whippings, you know what I'm saying, like in certain households, I understand it. But for me, like personally, like I don't need to even whip my child. You feel me? Like maybe it is going to come a point in time, all times, that your child is going to try you in a certain type of manner, and it's a certain level of discipline. But that's not my discipline level. I feel like a conversation, because at the end of the day, like. I feel like in result of like you hitting the child, stuff like that, we don't know how that can affect at that time. And also these kids nowadays,
need them.
But also these kids nowadays, you will go to jail in 5 seconds. You will go to jail in 5 seconds. This not like the old era, bro. Like you can't just hit a child. Yes, in some states it's corporal punishment and stuff like that. But you hit your child a certain way, they'll call for you.
They can call, but you gotta explain to them what happens when they call. You gonna send me to jail, which means they're gonna send you to a home, what's it called, a group home, and you gonna end up with some people in a whole bunch of houses with some other folks that you ain't gonna like. It's not gonna be how it is. Mama making you breakfast, picking out your clothes, doing your laundry, like so you can go do that, but you gonna end up growing up in a way you didn't want to grow up. For me, like the Bible says, spare the rod, spoil the child. And for me, like I got whoopings, but my dad and my mom were always good at explaining why I was getting a spanking before and after the spanking. Mm-hmm. So for me, it never felt like I was just being beaten and abused. There was a reason why. Mm-hmm. They would tell me, like, and they were like, "So why am I getting ready to spank you?" And I would have to explain because I said this and you told me not to say it. Mm-hmm. Like it makes sense.
Right.
Like
And I understand.
And then they would tell me afterwards, like, listen, I don't like spanking you. I spank you because I love you, because I need you to know that what you did was wrong. And, you know, I'm doing this so that you know not to do that again. Because I told you not to do it, and you still did it. So because I spanked you, so you don't think you can just keep doing it. But I want you to know I don't like spanking you. I'm doing stuff like that made the most sense to me.
And to what you're saying, I understand. I definitely understand the logic, because it's a cause and effect to life in general. So it's teaching you life lessons also. So I agree with that in that regard. But I'm also this is in my opinion, like that's something that can lead to other things as well too. You know what I'm saying? Based on how you parent, like you said, it was a reason, they explained it. You know what I'm saying? But also you got kids just getting beatings just for the parent having a bad day.
Yeah,
or
that's trash.
Or you know what I'm saying? Or just like projecting their energy onto the child because they did something. But also it's another way you can correct it and go about it as well too. I get, you know, I understand like what you're saying in totality, because I get the reasoning behind it. But also it's sometimes where it's like no reasoning behind it. That person or that parent, you know what I'm saying, is really just lashing out on the child. Yeah. So, but I get what you're saying, because a lot of these children nowadays.
Strictness comes with strictness is supposed to come with release at some point. Like there was a point in time where, you know, I wasn't allowed to go around the corner of the neighborhood and play ball with the rest of my friends. It wasn't because my dad and my mom didn't want me to play ball. It's because they couldn't see me around the corner. So I could play outside with my friends if I was like in the street or whatnot when they were out there. When I couldn't go around the corner, they couldn't see me. When I got old enough, like I think 8, 9, they started letting me go around that corner to play ball. It's like, all right, cool. Like it's different. Like at one point I couldn't ride my bike in the street unless they were outside. So I could ride my bike with my friends, but I had to stay out the street. When I got a little old enough, it's like, okay, you can ride your bike in the street. When I got a little older, they started letting me walk to the gas station and stuff like that back by myself when I got like 13 and stuff like that. And it was lit. Like, get to go down there, buy some stuff, come on back, stuff like that. So it was like, you know, like I had to get there. So there were reasons for the rules. Like I wasn't allowed to watch TV during the week unless it was Friday or on the weekends. And I hated that. I got a little older. I started sneaking and whatnot. And they were a little looser with it. But it was a rule in high school too. But by the time in high school, it was like we were still doing it, but they were a little looser about it. You know, as long as our grades was good. But before that, it was like no, and I get it, because it's like, you know, you got folks in the schoolwork. I was ADHD, you know, and I can just imagine like how unfocused I would have been had I been able to watch TV and stuff like that. Me personally, I'd have been like, as a parent, I think I'm leaning more towards don't touch anything electronic until I see your homework and it's done.
I respect that.
Then it's like, okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
But man, like, I don't know. I just think about today's kids. I'm like, dang, I think I would rather be like a parent like my parents were versus today's kids. Because like today's kids don't know nothing about being outside. Yeah, they don't have any good cartoons to watch, so they watch all of ours. Like literally, as my kids watch they watch Phineas and Ferb, Gilmore Girls, Fairly Odd Parents. I'm like, dang. That's because y'all cartoons are trash. But so they watch ours.
That's just the evolution of time. It's something we couldn't even control because we just didn't have the internet in this capacity. Yeah. Who's to say if we did?
But even still, like when MySpace became a thing, me and Nicole never had MySpace. Like my parents didn't give us emails. We never had MySpace. That's the only social media I never had. Never had MySpace because they didn't let us get emails. They didn't let us on there.
If y'all don't know about MySpace, then that MySpace was hidden.
Not only that, like we didn't have phones until high school. We didn't have cell phones. All of my friends had cell phones except us until high school. And I hated it because it was like, why don't we got no cell phone? But I get it. My mother worked at the school. So it was like, we need a cell phone for it. Yeah. But I wanted because my friends had one. So then in high school, we got cell phones. We had no iPhone. Well, no one had an iPhone in high school. Everyone still had the little keyboard phones and stuff like that.
No, we had iPhone.
No, I'm saying, but like not that many of us had iPhones.
Yeah, no, you're right. That's
like freshman year, sophomore year.
That's true.
Not many of us had iPhones.
I'm not gonna lie.
Most of us had like the keyboard. Like I remember that. So we didn't feel that out of place. Yeah. You know, and I had an iPod.
Yeah, the iPod was there.
Yeah, I remember I had an iPod. So yeah, like. So those restrictions and things like that, I remember those things, and I hated it. But growing up, you kind of like, I get it.
You get to understand your parents and appreciate what they're going through. Their trials.
I get it, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, dang, like everyone else in my life turned out fine. They could do this, so I'm definitely gonna put my own spin on it. But I get it.
Yeah, for sure. Bro, option A, option B, bro. All right, option A is accept $100K a year while your coworkers receive $200K a year, or option B, accept $50K a year while your coworkers receive $25K a year. Which option are you choosing? That's for you guys as well too. And all right, live, YouTube, TikTok, that's for y'all.
I'll take the 100K. I got a coworker who has some health issues, so I'm sure 200K. And she has a kid in college, so 200K will probably help her out.
That's dope.
I live by myself. I ain't got no kids. I'm trying to make 100K a year right now. So me making 100K a year ain't gonna bother me. I can always move up. But like, 25K a year would definitely do more harm to her than good. So
yeah, and
I don't hate my coworkers that much.
I'm definitely option A, bro. I 100K a year while my coworkers receive 200K for sure. Like, first of all, I'm not gonna take 100K.
Yeah.
And then second of all, 200K for my coworkers. Hey, I want everybody to eat. I'm not selfish at all.
There's people with
I don't even need. I don't even right. And
I don't even have kids.
Like,
I got people that are married with kids.
But even worse situations, it's just like whatever's meant for you is meant for you. Yeah. And if I'm gonna choose between them two, oh yeah, for sure. Cause I'm not about just winning. I'm a way above that. 50K a year. Like, I feel like a lot of people choose option B because you have a lot of people out here that look at other people's lives and glorize what they doing. They want to make more than them and they want to do better. Like, for real, bro. I'm option A. Give me my 100K. That's, you know what I'm saying. Give me my 100K. I'll pass 200K to my coworkers for sure. Let them eat. Cause 25K, that's wrong.
Yeah,
that's wrong. I'm
can't even live off that, especially in today's economy.
Yeah, I'm not saying right people that make that, no, it's not no disrespect, but also it's hard to live off of that, especially in the United States. In this economy, inflation, yeah, it's crazy. Option A or option B, y'all let us know what y'all would do. All right, let's talk.
I got two. One is more of a debate. The first one, I discovered it the other night. So T-Pain received the Icon Award, the Soul Train Awards, and we always talk about rapper runs. We talk about Wayne from 08 to 13. We talk about Jay, X, Drake. That 07 to, I want to say, 2010 T-Pain run is iconic.
It is.
He had hits after that, but like that 3-year span, especially 2008,
it was.
especially 08, he was iconic, Mo. Mm-hmm. Like,
and even before that.
Even before that. But like, but specifically 08, but like 07 to, bruh, like every hook, every song he did, he was like Drake before Drake. Like you have T-Pain on your hook, you going platinum.
Yeah, you going platinum.
He was crazy. Like, so I wanted to give his flowers when I saw that, because I'm like, yo, if there's a brother who deserves that kind of, he's a cultural icon, man.
He really is, bro.
Like, he changed the way music is made.
He really did.
He really did. Like, despite the adversity, people trying to say, oh, he killed R&B, which he didn't. Like, Jay was wrong, Usher was wrong, all those guys were wrong. Mm-hmm. Like, and it sometimes that is needed to see that. Like,
and
he changed the way music is made.
It shows you it's a space for that in hip hop.
Yeah,
rap.
like,
you feel me? Like every time in rap, throughout the evolution of rap, things have changed from hip hop to hippie to hip till Rakim.
Yeah, so
you know what I'm saying? It just continues to elevate over time.
Like, you literally cannot tell the story of music without T-Pain.
For sure.
You can't tell it. Cause like you're gonna talk about how everything is so auto-tuned, and you're not gonna go to people that made that. You're not, cause they didn't do it.
Correct.
You're gonna talk about T-Pain and how he found this old technology and revolutionized it and brought it back into and changed everything and took all the criticism that came with it and all of that.
Built so many careers from it. Many careers from it, bro. The people that we love.
For the young people out there, listen, please do your research on T-Pain. I promise you, like, bartender, buy you a drink, all I do is win, love a stripper, got money, can't believe it.
I'm about to say.
Freeze, like,
so many, bro. So T-Pain got mega hits, bro. Then we ain't even talk about the hits he got with Usher, Lil Jon. Like, what?
But my favorite song on this new Busta Rhymes album, the Busta Rhymes album is good, is the one with T-Pain on it. Yeah, him, T-Pain, and the baby, the Get Throw sample, bro. Like,
and the video was fire.
Yeah, like, bro, T-Pain is like, he's one of the funniest human beings on the planet. Like, you ever watched that T-Pain interview?
Yeah, he got a good podcast too.
Or like, he's hilarious. Like, heck, just if you like, I remember watching the verses between him and Lil Jon. That was one of the funnest verses I ever watched.
Yeah,
because his energy plus Lil Jon energy, that was awesome. Like,
and I wish that was
Good
live.
Life.
I wish that was the live performance one because that was in the beginning stage of a versus. That joint was actually fire. And
Good
a lot
Life.
of people were surprised that Lil Jon got freaking hits, bro.
Boy, Lil Jon still got hits. He just makes hits for white people now.
Lil Jon got hits.
Lil
bro.
Jon was an era. Yeah, people can't remember. But yeah, like shout out to T-Pain. I feel like every time his clips come up on Twitter, I be like, bro, that 08 T-Pain run was so crazy.
Ain't
Like, I don't know. Epiphany, Three Rings album, Chopped and Screwed. Freaking one more, bro. Nah, T-Pain is iconic. And then hearing him on the Busta Rhymes, I'm like, yo, T-Pain he's a cultural icon. He's iconic. Like, so shout out to him. He definitely deserved that award. So many other people deserving, but like, man, T-Pain he's a legend. He's a cultural icon.
All
right. I found the Twitter page Hip Hop by the Numbers.
No.
Oh no, it basically breaks down like statistics in hip hop. Like,
Okay.
like it'll give you like the percentage of how many words a rapper spit on an album, stuff like that. Like Lil Wayne used sex 38% of the time on the album, like, and then it does sales, stuff
It's
like
like
that.
the breakdown of the.
It's crazy. All right, but he gives his opinions too. So he had this list, rappers whose fourth album is a classic, and I did the science. I can't agree with everything. One of them we're really going to disagree on. So I was like, all right.
So the rapper's fourth album.
Yeah, it's a classic.
Okay, go ahead.
So he said Tupac.
Tupac.
I wasn't here to disagree or not. I don't know. I think the fourth album was All Eyes on Me. If it is, then
that
that's
was his fourth. Yes.
then yes.
Yes, we agree on that. If that was
Ice-T, I can't act like
I couldn't tell you.
Couldn't tell you.
That wasn't our era.
Kanye for sure. 808s and Heartbreaks.
Oh, 808. That's
I
my
recently watched the live show from
Kanye
2015. That was incredible.
It's my favorite Kanye album, bro.
I don't know why it took me so long to watch that.
That 808.
I love that album, but
Changed rap too.
Yes, and it wasn't even rap music.
It wasn't rap. It really
But again,
wasn't.
going back to T-Pain,
Yeah,
T-Pain was in the studio teaching him how to use this,
Right.
and the inspiration from that album was T-Pain's first album. He said like, "Yo, your first album was just love songs with 808 behind it." Like, so like, again,
great point.
like T-Pain's
great point.
legend. But like, yeah, like I recently watched. He did it live in 2015 at the Hollywood Bowl, just like the whole album for whatever reason. It was incredible. I was like, yo,
We agree on that
nuts.
one. That for Kanye.
J. Cole, I don't agree. I don't think For Your Eyes Only is a classic. I don't think it's a bad album, but I don't think it's a
You
classic.
said classic.
Yeah, I don't think it's a hip hop classic.
I mean, For Your Eyes
on.
Only is fire, bro.
Let's be honest though.
It's fire.
I think Born Center is fire, but it's not a classic.
It's fire. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a classic. I respect that. I wouldn't say it's a classic either. It's more so an overlooked album of his. But I mean, respectfully, some albums are classics that a lot of people still don't like. We talked about Reasonable Doubt. A lot of people didn't have that proclaim when it first came out, but over time. So, but as of now, I don't think so. So,
Eminem, I don't agree with. Curtain Call, I don't think Curtain Call is a classic.
I'm not trying to be funny. I don't even know what that album is.
That's the one that came right before he went to rehab, right after Eminem's show. There are some classic songs on that album, like Mockingbird's on there, and Like Toy Soldiers is on there. There's some joints on there, but I'm like, the overall album as a whole, I don't think it's a classic.
And Eminem is a legend, but
Yeah,
I never
I don't think
listened.
that-
Me personally, I never listened to Eminem albums. I listened to a lot of the singles that he had. That's just me, respectfully.
So there are definitely some singles you would know on that album. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, so
but like, I don't think that
Mockingbird.
overall album is a classic.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, I think what was it? I think it's either Curtain Call or Encore. But Encore is the hits, actually. So, yeah, it was called Encore. So, Curtain Call is the hits. Yeah. I Like Never Enough is on there. Like Toy Soldiers is a classic song. Mockingbird is on there. But other than that, like, this is not a classic album. I'm not jacking
that one.
Yeah, I'm not jacking that one.
What's the next one? This is good. I like this.
Outkast, yes. Outkast went 5 straight.
What was this?
Four. Stank on You.
Oh, yeah,
For sure.
For sure.
First album was Southern
For
Players
sure.
of Cadillac Music.
For sure.
Aquemini. No, I'm sorry, 18 Aliens. Aquemini. Stank on You.
18 Aliens is definitely my favorite album.
The first 5 are classic.
Yeah, they are.
Stank on You is
Stank
4th.
on You is-
And then Speak About Love Below.
Where the hits are.
Yeah, where the hits are, Stank on You.
Yes.
And that's where
The
our
hits
generation
are.
really got
right,
into
that's what I'm
Outkast.
saying. Into Outkast.
B.O.B., Star Miss Jackson,
Sorry, Miss Jackson, for sure.
freaking Sylvester Clean. Yeah, Stank on You,
Yeah.
100% is a classic.
Yeah, I agree with that. We agree.
All right, this one hits home. Ludacris. If you ask me, yes, I don't think if all of hip hop would say yes. Red Light
Okay.
District album.
You got Red Light District album.
That had Pimp All Over the World on it.
That's what I'm about to say. I like, and to Ludacris too. He always amazing body of work as far as like music. I ain't never really listened to his albums like that. So
Get Back is on there.
okay, get back. Okay.
Blueberry Yum Yum is on there. Get your lighters, let's get high.
I've heard the song.
Pimp All Over the World is on there.
Daddy, come on, that's a mega hit. So
Number One Spot is on there. This album is fire. I don't think all of hip hop would say it's a classic. I would argue it's a classic. This was an incredible album.
You're biasing that.
But this album is fine. Listen to like the singles that's on there. These are singles people know. But like again, like I don't think all of hip hop.
I don't think
would agree. Kendrick, I don't agree. Kendrick's
what album?
Technically the fourth album is the album he just dropped. I don't think it's a classic. Utopia. I'm not Utopia. Mr. Morales and the Big Steppers. It just just dropped.
Yeah, it's gonna be a classic. It is a classic to me. We can argue that.
It might get there.
That's a classic. That's a classic album. Look,
now
go through the track list.
I have people now. People might be counting Section 80 as an album. If they are, then Damn would be the fourth classic.
But
Section 80 is a mixtape.
Damn
is a classic. But Damn is his third album.
Oh, okay, fine. Mr. Morales.
I don't think it's too early. It just came out last year.
That was 2 years ago now.
Was it?
Probably a year and a half. If I'd be mistaken.
Mr. Morales.
Mr. Morales and the Big Steppers will be a classic album. Yes, you saying
2022 is last year.
Time. So all right,
it's been a year.
Give me the track list.
N95, I love that.
That was fire.
Die Hard, I love that.
That was fire.
Rich Spirit, love that.
Rich Spirit was fire.
We Cry Together, that's the little argument joint. Purple Hearts, Count Me Out, love Count Me Out.
Count Me Out was come on, bro.
Silent Hill,
Silent Hill was a hit.
I love Savior.
That's one of my favorite songs. Silent Hill.
I can see it getting there,
bro.
I don't know, but it's in a year. I don't like doing that.
Don't get it confused. That's a classic album.
I don't like doing that. I think what makes things classic is time.
Yeah, but also
we gotta see how these records age over time.
You said their fourth album. Yeah, I understand that, but that's I feel like that's gonna be a classic.
So
that's
Kendrick Lamar's 4 for 4.
You said what?
Kendrick's 4 for 4.
For sure.
It's one of my top 5 favorites. I'm not bad at it. I just like
For sure.
Cameron, yes. Cameron's fourth album is Come Home With Me.
And what's on that? Cameron's a legend too.
Yeah, it's either that or it's Purple Haze. Either way, they're classics.
Shout out to It Is What It Is. Cameron and Mace doing their thing.
It's either the fourth album is either Come Home With Me or Purple Haze. 1, 2, 3. It's Purple Haze. Purple Haze is a classic.
Oh, Purple Haze is a classic album.
Yeah.
Sure.
So he went back to back. Purple Haze. I was like either way, it's a classic.
That's one of his best albums.
Yeah, Purple Haze is a classic.
And most critically known albums as well too.
LL Cool J.
Acclaimed album.
Let me see LL.
Because Yep, let me.
It might be.
Let me clip this up because I'm gonna send this right to What? What about LL?
All right, here 1, 2, 3. Mama Should Knock You Out. Yeah.
That's the fourth album.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This man is I be joking with
yeah.
LL's
top 10.
He's a legend. He is
a
legend. Don't get it confused. He's a legend. I just be joking around, but he's a legend. So
yeah.
That is a classic.
Here. Common. Yes, if it's the B album for sure. Common's got like 3 classic albums. I think it's like Water for Chocolate. I
listen to Common, but I don't frequently listen to
1, 2, 3. Like Water for Chocolate. Like Water for Chocolate is a classic.
What's on there, bro?
The Light.
Oh, bro,
there are times.
Oh yeah, you need some. Okay,
don't play
that's
with
a song. That's a song here.
But that's on the album.
That's one song though.
You said what's on the album?
Okay, what else is on the album?
Cold Blooded.
You can't call the album classic if they don't got no classic hits on it.
What you mean? Thelonious is on here. What's on there? Questions with Most Def. This is a classic album.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, so y'all let us know.
Common's got 3, arguably 4.
Common a real MC.
Yeah.
Tough. Common.
So I always tell
a legend, but.
I always tell folks, because people get mad when I say certain people have more classics than like super legends. I'm like, listen, there are classics and there are popular classics. I'm not gonna tell you Common has popular classic albums. No, but he does have classic hip hop albums like that have lasted time.
Especially if it's in his if you say like his song. Out of his albums, those are
like the B album is a classic. Am I gonna tell you it's a more popular classic than Food and Liquor? No. or Good Kid, Mad City. No, I'm not gonna say it's on the same level, but it is a hip hop classic.
Hip hop classic. Okay.
All right, this next one we're gonna beef with Lil Wayne. I do not think the Carter one is a classic.
You said what?
I looked at the track list. The Carter one is not a classic. It's a good album.
What? That's not. Is that his fourth album?
Yes.
Well, all right. We go through all the albums. Go through all that. That's his fourth album.
That's the fourth album. Yes.
Go through it.
I'm gonna go through it.
Which Wayne?
First album is Block is Hot.
Of course.
Lights Out is 2. 500 Degrees is 3.
And the
Carter
Carter
is 4.
And the Carter.
Yeah.
Go down the Carter's track list right
Go
now.
DJ.
Go DJ is a mega hit.
That's it though. You just told me I couldn't do one song.
Fireman's not.
That's Carter 2.
Oh, and what else? What else?
That's it. Bring It Back is the only other song. I'm telling you.
Birdman Jr. is a
I love that song. That's not a
This
hit.
is the
Come
Carter.
on.
Bruh, the Heat, Cash Money Millionaires.
How
Bring
many
It Back.
people know these records though?
Okay, Shine.
Check
Shine. He got a
now
good
watch this.
No. To
now
your
look
point,
at this track list.
No, to your point, he got a good 3 songs. And to your point,
It's a good album.
it's a good album. I wouldn't say it's
because if you compare that to this,
I wouldn't say it's a classic. I'm thinking, and you got me because I was thinking Carter 2 for a second.
yeah, no, this is crazy. The Mob,
Yeah.
Fly is 2 after that. Then it's Money on My Mind. The first 4 songs are bangers on the Carter 2.
Carter 2 is the greatest hip hop album.
I don't know about that.
Carter 2 is the greatest hip hop album to me.
The first 4 albums, the
Carter
first
2
4 songs.
is the great. I'm gonna put it out there. Carter 2 is the greatest hip hop album. You tell me a track list better than Carter 2, then you got it.
I think I
The
can
Mob, Money on My Mind,
Fly In and Fly In with the first 4
Fly
songs.
Out.
Hustler
What you
Music is
talking
on
about,
here.
Grown man.
See what I'm saying?
The
Like,
Mob, Hustler Music.
see what I'm saying?
I
Like the
get what
Carter,
you're
like
saying.
listen, the
That's a
Carter
classic.
one, the Carter one is
Right.
dope. It's not a classic.
Right. I agree.
It was the album
agree.
that made people go, hold on.
The Carter is not.
Now when he
Carter is
went
not a
to
classic.
Carter 2, people were really like, oh wait,
Carter
this
2
kid
is a
like
classic
that.
for sure. I agree.
Slick Rick,
All right,
I
but
don't know.
I don't know about Slick Rick. I'm just I respect and love. Slick
I know the
Rick.
first album. The first album is super
That's
classic.
my parents. That's my parents' time. Like
First album is super classic. I don't know about the next one or the fourth one. The Roots. Let me look. If it's what I think it is, then yes.
And
Let me look.
Who else we got?
Hold on. Let me see. 1, 2, 3. It is it's a classic. Things Fall Apart. Yeah, that's a classic. If you want,
Yeah, for sure.
this I love this album. Things Fall Apart. That's a classic. You've seen this cover before.
Oh yeah, of course.
This album is a classic. This
Oh,
is
I
a
didn't know
fourth.
you switched. Oh yeah, the Roots. For sure. For sure.
The Roots. Missy Elliott.
Oh, when anything you say Missy's a classic. I don't care.
Missy
I
got all
don't
classic
care.
albums.
I don't care.
Let me look.
Missy just classic in general.
Yes, she is. If it's what I think it is, then yes. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Under Construction. Under Construction is a classic.
Come on now. I don't even have to look at it. I don't even have to look
The
at
album,
it.
for those that on the album cover where she got the pink coat on and
on
she's sitting
now.
like this, that's on a classic. This joint got Gossip Folks. It got Work It.
Missy debatably the greatest, really greatest. Honestly, one of the greatest women artists ever. Greatest artist ever.
Yeah, Missy.
Artist.
Shout out to
just in
VA.
general. No
Shout out to
name
VA.
was-
Missy,
she's
she
one
was
of the greatest artists.
She was 1-on-1.
Really,
There's very
101.
few. There's very few. Not even just women MCs.
Yeah,
There's
that's what I
very few
said.
rappers.
Artists or rappers, whatever you want to talk
That
about.
I can see why that's Wayne. That's her favorite. There's very few rappers I can think of that's like Missy Elliott. She was something else.
Different.
From a producer standpoint, and like she was just
Different.
like anything she put out, you loved it.
That's why I said anything that she is classic. We don't even have to.
Salt. This is where I'm not really sure. Salt and Pepper. Not really sure.
I don't know, bro.
Danny Brown.
We gonna have to move.
I know who Danny Brown is. I'm just not. I wouldn't be able to. Vince Staples. Shout out to Vince Staples. I like Vince Staples. I'm not sure I could.
Me, but I don't know if I can
Hold on.
identify with it.
Let me see if it's
what's his fourth album though. I do listen to Vince Staples, so I need to see his fourth album because I do listen to Vince Staples. I'm not gonna say
singles and EPs. Where are the albums? Oh, there we go.
because he
He
don't
ain't got
have
that many. 1,
many
2,
albums.
3. The Big Fish Theory. I've never heard it, but people have praised
Oh, yeah,
this
the
album
Big-
so
yeah, for
much.
sure.
I can see
That's-
people thinking this is a classic.
In his discography, I think that's a classic, and that came
Yeah.
right after FM, right? Well, what's
No, FM came after that.
yeah, okay.
I've heard that, though.
Okay, so
I gotta play this album, but I've heard like I pay attention. People have been talking about this album.
Nah,
People talking
Vince
about this
Staples
album a
got
lot.
some good
I
music.
could vouch for that. I can see why.
I can see that too.
The last one is Tyler the Creator.
All right, go to
If
the
it's what I
album.
think it is,
Go
then
to the
yes.
album. Don't play.
If it's what I think it is,
Because Tyler Creator, he's another icon out here.
1,
for sure.
2, 3. For Cherry Bomb, I can see people thinking Cherry Bomb is a classic.
Okay.
Cherry Bomb is when he really started to peak. Like every album since then, from Cherry Bomb up, like Flower Boy,
he
Igor,
started going crazy. Yeah,
Cherry Bomb was that album that was like when he like it was like his Lil Wayne, like his Carter too. Like yo, this is the album. It's like oh snap,
right.
And then from there he just been like,
put you on notice in another.
So I can see Cherry Bomb. I can see people saying Cherry Bomb's a classic. It took me until Flower Boy to really start. Cause he was very weird.
Yeah, but
it wasn't bad music, but it was just like
Future back then was
they were crazy.
Crazy.
Like you could find their slogan written like on the side of trucks. Like it was crazy.
They were different.
I remember it was like this one long word. I was like somebody said Future Wolfgang killed him. I was like wow.
Yeah, that was the time.
Yeah,
definitely was the time.
That's the end of the list.
All right.
So I was like, all right. I did the signs. I don't agree with all of this.
I like that one.
But yeah. So let us know what y'all think, man.
Please let us know because we're going to. I want to go into the R&B too.
Yeah. But it was very specific. I said fourth album. I was like, okay.
Yeah, fourth. I feel like that's good because it's randomized. It's not just saying, their albums or random albums or this.
A good list is whose first album is a classic because that's harder to do.
That is.
Let me see what Tupac's was. I think it was All Eyes on Me.
And speaking of Illuminati.
1, 2, 3. Yep.
Illuminati. Was it?
It was the fourth one.
Which one?
All Eyes on Me.
All Eyes on Me.
Classic.
Yeah. Hold on. What was on there?
Come with me.
Yeah.
Hail Mary. Ambition as a Rider. I think Hit 'Em Up is on here. All Eyes on Me.
Mm-hmm.
Picture Me Rolling. Two of America's Most Wanted. Yeah.
Yeah.
How Do You Want It's on here.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, come on now.
I think What Would You Do? Thug Passing. Rather Be Your Niggas on here. Yeah. The little 2 double disc joint. Yeah. California Love's on here. Yeah.
One of the most uncomfortable conversations that most people have in life is death.
Yes.
It's death. And what I wanted to ask, of course I would you rather, but I wanted to ask, would you rather know how you were gonna die or when you were gonna die? I think definitely for me, how. I don't know when, but if I know when, I'm gonna have a heart attack right now. I don't want to know no timetable, no when, because that's not gonna allow me to live my life. Now I'm already.
But if you know how, that might give you anxiety too. You might start avoiding all the things that
guess what?
it might
now
be.
I'm just strictly thinking about the time. Now I'm not really living
But what
life.
if you pick how and it says you die by getting scratched by a piano? Now you avoiding pianos your whole life.
But
so you see the piano, you like.
I'm not saying the probability, but I think it's more of a probability of me freaking out every single day, knowing when. Like even if it's a far time, just knowing when is just like now I get a feeling like of being overwhelmed. Like I gotta rush to do things.
I think I would rather know when, because knowing how doesn't bring you much peace, because it can happen at any given moment.
Both can. You're right. You're right.
I'm not really tripping off death. I'm going to heaven because I know Jesus, but I would rather know. I think I'd rather know when, because I do think, I'll be around for a while, and I do think it gives you time to do some things. And I do think, well, once you get around that time, I would be like, okay, time for me to start doing more of these things, winding down, talking to some folks, get these things set up. Right now you're trying to do those things because you don't know when those things are going to happen.
Right.
Some folks just live their life whatever, because they don't know when they're going to be out of here. But I feel like if you knew when you're going to be out of here, as long as it's like down the road, you could be like, all right.
See, but now you're adding criteria to it. Because what if it's tomorrow? Like it is what it is. Like
it is what it is. I got folks I got to talk to. Dap you up, call some folks, talk to my parents.
I got faith in God, and that's where I want to be going. Yeah. But also, I'm not saying just being afraid of it, but I would rather know how. I would rather know how than when, because I'm telling you that when would just be in my daggone mind all the time. And you can use it for a positive, like you said, or a negative. But certain people, everybody built differently.
Yeah, I don't think how would give me much peace.
Y'all let us know in the chat how or when you gonna die. That's those uncomfortable conversations. But I mean, at the end of the day, we all mortal.
Listen, the Bible says to talk about death because you should live your life in such a way that people will think highly of you when you die. Mm-hmm. So, death is something you definitely need to talk about. You got to think about it. People don't think about death.
Real talk. Real talk.
So,
Empire said about it.
It is a real thing. It's a real possibility. and it's the one appointment you will not know when it is, but you will be on time.
Mm-hmm. You're right. One last thing before we get out of here. All right. Tom Brady lost his mind. I'm gonna say that. And as a Michigan alum, I love Michigan. Go blue. We out. Y'all see what we did at Ohio State. That's 3 years in a row. You know what I'm saying? I still want my money. You know who I'm talking to. All right. I still want my money. You know who I'm talking to. But Tom Brady said the NFL is now is watered down and mediocre essentially. Just basically,
I agree.
Saying it's mediocre. I agree with Tom Brady. The level of competition is like the level of competition is good, but also the rules around the game is what makes it mediocre. Tom Brady, you're a legend. You're an icon. You the greatest quarterback of all time. But I'm gonna tell you this right now. You are the reason. You're the reason.
You think he's the reason
why?
What
do you mean he ain't the reason? Now, after Tom Brady tore his ACL and that rule was made, the NFL has never been the same.
What rule was that?
What was the rule?
What the roughing the passer thing?
It's like the certain type of roughing the passer. Like now they protect the quarterback in a whole different type of magnitude. So now
I don't think it was his intent. I think
of course
the league just like reacted to that.
His intent. But in my opinion, this is not for something for him to say or speak on because you were the person that impacted that change.
But I think it takes an offensive guy to speak up for the defensive guys.
Yes,
I like that.
And look, Tom Brady, he understands the game too.
That's why he's saying what he's saying.
When it was tough, and he's been successful for 21 plus years. But in the midst of those 21 plus years, that rule was implemented on his behalf. Wow, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not trying to play the race car. But while Michael Vick was getting his head taken off and there was no flags being called, and Cam Newton, RG3, they was getting murked out there. But, I mean, when it came to, when it came to certain quarterbacks, they were trying to protect. When it came to Tom, when it came to Peyton, respectfully understanding, but because they were the brand. But yeah, that's what changed.
I don't think that's their fault because the same thing with Calvin Johnson. Like I don't think Calvin Johnson meant for that catch rule to become a thing. Because I still think what he did was a catch. Yeah, but then it became the Calvin Johnson rule. I don't think he was trying
That's different because what is football, Hugh? A contact sport, bro.
Yeah.
Football is a contact sport. So if you take the contact out of the sport,
we might as well. That's like eliminating leg kicks.
Flag, bro.
That's like eliminating leg kicks in the MMA. But Tom Brady, I shout out to Tom. I do think he's right because, and I think it takes an offensive guy to speak up for the defensive guys. Like, listen, they're not supposed to protect us. Offensive guys are supposed to protect ourselves. But us regulating how they're going to tackle is ruining the game.
Correct.
I didn't throw the ball certain places because I knew how Ray tackled. I knew Ray was going to take his head off, so I had to protect my guys. Correct. It's not for the league to do it. It's not for him to do it. And so. I think he's right. I do think the game is mediocre.
I agree
in a sense in the rules, and I think it takes a guy of his caliber
to say that
in the offensive stick. He said it while he was in the league. I think it takes a guy like that to speak up for the defensive guys.
I agree with that, but I do disagree with the with the messenger a little bit because a lot of the changes came from his injury and from trying to protect the brand in which him and Peyton Manning were at that time.
Yeah. So I mean, listen, if you really think about it, those guys, when they weren't playing, it changed. It was historic. When Peyton missed those 2 years, for the first time in 13 years, the Colts didn't make the playoffs, and the Houston Texans did. It was a historic thing. Whenever Peyton wasn't around, it was a historic thing when Tom wasn't around. So it was dang. We kind of need these guys in the league.
I agree, but you can't
play. So I get it, but I get what you're saying too.
Changing, moving.
But the rules have gotten way more out of whack since the Time Brady.
It has.
I can't blame it all on him.
But he was just in the lead last year.
They talking about getting rid of the hip tackle. It's there's only so many ways you can tackle a moving.
They already messed up the Pro bro. You can't. I'm done. They already messed up the Pro Bowl.
There's only been so many ways you can tackle a running human being to the ground.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Injuries is part of the game. I'm sorry.
It's bound to happen.
That's like getting rid of leg kicks in the MMA because a guy snapped his leg or snapped his shin. That's the sport, yo. There's only but so much we can do to protect people and keep the sport the sport. You know what I mean?
All in all, y'all gotta stop regulating the sport too much, bro, because you take the fun out of the damn sport.
Like to the point where we can't even do certain things we get flagged for. Like, yo, football's supposed to be fun, man. If a dude wants to take a guy's phone and record or throw the ball on the stands or do the peace sign or whatever, like the
one of the Chicago players got this helmet ripped off. He take the helmet off. They give him a 15-yard penalty when his whole face mask is gone. This refereeing is something gotta give, bro.
Yeah, I've never.
And you know that the referee, y'all got it.
The same way I feel about refs in the NFL, the same way I feel about refs in the NBA.
NBA.
Referees have too much power and no accountability.
For sure.
I feel like one, players and coaches should be able to give their opinion, not respectfully, without being fined.
For sure.
Or two, actually no, one and two, refs should have to do post-game interviews. Because I'm gonna get asked questions about your call, and I can't even be honest. Correct. Because if I'm honest, I get flagged. I should be able to say, yo, that call was whack, and I don't think dude did a good job. And that's not disrespectful. It's my opinion. That's my opinion. Now if I say, yo, dude's a butthole, he's stupid, he shouldn't ref. He knows something. Now that's a fine. Man, that's a fine. There's a way for me to give my opinion respectfully. You know what I'm saying? But I should be able to say, yo, that was a horrible call. I don't agree with him. He didn't make any very good judgment calls, or she didn't make good judgment calls. I should be able to say that without getting fined. Or you should have to come up here and explain this. Why am I getting asked about it? Sure. I'm getting asked about it, and I can't even give my full opinion.
And if y'all ridicule, y'all not ridiculed on no public platform, like y'all said, like you said.
You know what I'm saying? And then it's like the thing that blows you about the NFL, mostly the NBA. The last 2-minute report. They don't hand you the last 2-minute report and say, yeah, we got this call wrong. What does that do for me right now? The game is over. You done messed the call up, ruined the game. We done lost because of this. Then you hand me a report at the end talking about something. Yeah, that was a bad call. What does that do for me at this point?
Nothing. Because you can't get
like, y'all should get fined for this.
Right, because you can't get the play back.
Like, refs should get fined for that. Like, there has to be some more accountability. Like, for me, like, I understand it, but refs have too much power and no accountability. They literally make or break games. Situations like Scott Foster, CPD should never happen. That dude is blatantly out there calling that play the way. 15
plus year history of the same behavior, and he's still coaching.
Clearly biased.
He's still refereeing the same games.
That dude should not be refereeing Chris Paul's games. He's clearly biased.
But you see what they be doing.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, that's just my thing with refs. Like, I understand refs are part of the game. I'm not saying, like, some refs have an ego. Like, they think you out there for them. Like, yo, you injected this dude. People pay their money to come see this dude play, not you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, for me, I'm like, there has to be some accountability.
Y'all refs out there need to get off FanDuel and DraftKings, too. I see y'all.
That's just my thing. It's too much power, no accountability. Players should be able to give their opinion respectfully without being fined.
Yeah, I agree.
Coaches, too.
YouTube, TikTok, man. Make sure you go like, share, subscribe to the Faison View Podcast, man. Been an amazing episode. Make sure you guys continue to hit that sub, like, comment, man. I seen amazing love and interaction in the chat, man. Keep it going. We out. You already know. Next.